Hello, and welcome to TKD Patches 101. First, I'll show you where to put your patches on your uniform, and after that, if you need it, I'll show you a little tutorial for how to sew them on. You should have received 3 uniform patches, 2 flags, and 1 Chung Do Kwan symbol. Let's start with the flags first. You probably recognize the American flag. The American flag patch goes on your left arm. You can use the seam on your uniform shoulder to line up the top of your flag. Next is the Korean flag. The Korean flag goes on your right arm. Again, use the top seam to line up the top of your flag.
Make sure that the red half of the circle is on top. If the blue is on top, the flag is upside down.
The final patch is the Chung Do Kwan symbol. This patch goes on the left side of your chest, over your heart.
The next part of the video is the sewing tutorial. If you're already comfortable with sewing, you don't need to watch this part. But if not, don't worry, I got you covered. To sew on your patches, there's a few things you'll need. The first is white all-purpose thread. The second is any pair of scissors. Lastly, you will need a few straight pins and a sewing needle. Basic sewing supplies can be found at many department stores or ordered online. The first thing that you'll want to do is pin your patch in place. Refer to the first half of the video to make sure that you're pinning it in the right spot.
In case you haven't realized this yet, these patches are not iron-on. Attaching them with glue is also not recommended. Next, cut a piece of thread about 4 times as long as the length of the patch. To make a knot, wrap one end of the thread around your finger 3 or 4 times. Then roll the thread off, making sure that it twists and overlaps as you go. Pull it tight to create the knot. Next, thread the needle, then you're ready to sew. First, we want to hide this knot in the space between the patch and the fabric. Hold the needle in one hand and put the other inside the sleeve to help guide the needle. Poke the needle through the patch and pull the thread through until the knot stops it. Now, push the needle through both the patch and the uniform sleeve. Put your hand inside your uniform so that you can grab and pull the needle. You can also push the needle through using the hand inside the sleeve. The uniform fabric protects your thumb from being jabbed. To make the next stitch, push the needle up through the patch from the inside of your uniform. Keep making stitches by pushing and pulling the needle through the patch and sleeve. Make sure that your stitches aren't too loose or too long. A good stitch size is about the length of a grain of rice. Stitch all the way around the edge of the patch, just inside the yellow border. This should only take 10 minutes or less. Before you cut off the remaining thread, you need to secure it in place. To do this, open up your uniform so you can see the inside. Then, push and pull the needle through just the layer of uniform fabric under the patch to make a tiny stitch. Before pulling the thread all the way through, stick the needle through the loop of thread. This will secure the thread in place as you pull it tight. Repeat this 2 or 3 more times. Now, you may cut off the excess thread. Take out your pins and use them to pin on the next patch.
Thank you for watching, and I hope this tutorial was helpful to you. See you in class.